What's going on, guys? Welcome to another exciting episode of CookinTeach Lessons, the show where I teach you a tip and a trick here and there, or teach you a lesson, and hopefully makes your experience in the kitchen just that much better. Today, I've got a good one for you. We're talking about degrees of doneness, okay, and how to prepare some of your favorite different types of meat, poultry, fish, and really, what should that internal temperature look like? So today I want to talk a little bit about the degrees of doneness, specifically when cooking your proteins, okay? Now, I've got 3 chicken breasts here, okay? Tonight I'm making a delicious chicken parm my way, so we're gonna be using chicken breasts today. What you're gonna do, okay, for this particular lesson is I want to show you a couple things. So first off, when looking at your chicken breasts, right? Take a look at this. Look at this chicken breast, okay? That looks more like a doorstop and less like a chicken breast, right? You got this big meaty chunk here and this kind of thin point down at the end, okay? When cooking something like this, if you cook it like this, it's not gonna be cooked properly all the way through. You're gonna have the one end that's either raw or just cooked enough, and then the other end that's either burnt to a crisp or just right, okay? So what you're gonna wanna do when cooking, especially a chicken breast, right? You're gonna want to flatten it, right? We want an equal, flat, leveled surface on all of our proteins so that it cooks evenly through. So I've got some parchment paper, or excuse me, plastic wrap here, okay? Just gonna lay a thin layer of that here. I'm gonna take our chicken breasts, okay? Lay that down. Then we're gonna take another layer of plastic wrap over the top, okay? Cut that. Now, kind of push down on the sides, kind of make sure that nothing sneaks out of there. Now, traditionally, if you have a meat mallet, right, you can use that to flatten this chicken breast, or what I like to use and what I prefer is the back end of a nice hearty skillet or frying pan. Just give that a couple good whacks, okay? Specifically the end that's a little bit meatier, a little bit chunkier, right? When doing this, this will allow for your chicken breast to flatten and give us a more even cooking surface, okay? Go a couple whacks with that. If you need to, use the meat mallet for a little bit more finer tenderizer, right? You've got the tenderizing part and you've got more of the flat side. I'm just using the flat side here to smash this down, okay? Now, move our plastic wrap. And as you can see, make sure we take care of that so we don't get any of it on our surface here, right? Now, as you can see, right, much flatter cooking surface, right? That is an even chicken breast. It's going to allow for it to cook evenly across the whole chicken breast. Now, that being said, okay, the next thing, no matter how you're cooking this, grilling it in the oven, on the stove top, what you're gonna wanna do is always let your proteins rest, okay? A lot of proteins are called carryover cooking, okay? What carryover cooking simply means is that after it is done cooking and you've carried it over to rest, it's going to rise an additional 5 to 10 degrees after cooking. That being said, what you're gonna need after and while you're cooking is a trusty meat thermometer, okay? Now, let's talk internal temperatures. Something like this, a chicken breast, internal temperature, they say about 160, 165, but because it's a carryover protein, you're really gonna wanna aim for more like 150, 155. Because when you carry it over, let it rest, it's gonna rise that extra 5 to 10 degrees to get rid of the salmonella risks and sit right at that 160, 165 temperature that we're looking for a perfect juicy chicken breast. What you don't want is to cook this to 165, then carry it over, let it rest, and it skyrocket up to 170, 175. You're gonna have a dry chicken breast. It's not gonna be a pleasant experience, okay? So when cooking chicken, I would aim for about 150, 155. Fish, about 140. Beef, it's just gonna kind of depend, right? If you're looking for rare, about 120, 125. Medium rare, about 135. Medium, about 140, 145. Medium well, 150. Well done, is that really a thing with steak? But anyways, about 160, okay? So adjust your temperatures accordingly. Give yourself about 5 to 10 degrees of wiggle room. This will allow everything to cook perfectly, remain juicy, because as it is resting, okay, what's gonna happen is it's gonna let the heat stabilize throughout the protein. It's gonna allow those juices and the moisture within the meat redistribute evenly, giving you that first perfect bite that we're always looking for when cooking our protein, okay? I hope you've learned a thing or two. Thank you so much for joining me. This is CookinTeach Lessons. I am Mr. C, the CookinTeach, and I will see you guys next time when class is in session. Thank you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, smash all those buttons, and I will see you guys later.